Our first pick sees 15th place Fulham playing host to 2nd place Manchester City, and Fulham, they got the better of Spurs in their last game. Kenete's deflected effort snuck past Vicario in just the 4th minute to get the Cottagers off to a fantastic start. Then the lead would be doubled not 2 minutes later when Vicario rushed out of his box to clear the ball away. However, his drive found a Fulham player who laid the ball off to Harry Wilson. He bended his effort from the right-hand touchline to secure a 2-0 lead at half-time for the Cottagers. Spurs would manage to get a goal back in the second period when Bergvall played in Kudus on the hour mark, but that would be the final goal of the game, with the final scores ending 2-1 to Fulham. In terms of form, that's now 3 wins from Fulham's last 4, and when we take a look at their home record, they have back-to-back wins at Craven Cottage, as well as 4 wins in their last 5 matches. They're also unbeaten in 5 of their last 6 home games this season. Their only losses came to league leaders Arsenal. They host a Manchester City side who have played out a chaotic game against Leeds in their last match. Foden scored in the very first minute to get City off to the best possible start, and later on in the period, Guardiola doubled the advantage from a set piece to give citizens a cruising 2-0 advantage at half-time. However, in the second half, there was a mix-up at the back for Man City, which handed Dominic Calvert-Lewin the opportunity to tap the ball past Donnarumma to spark hopes of a comeback, and that comeback would later be realised when the Metro scored at the second time of asking, as his initial penalty was saved by the big Italian goalkeeper, but he was helpless to prevent the rebound to tie the game at 2-2. With the game level at 2-2, Leeds thought they were going to hold out for a point. However, Phil Foden would score his second of the game, and Manchester City's third to secure a 3-2 win for the blue side of Manchester. In terms of form, that's now 3 wins in City's last 4 matches, though the citizens have struggled on the road of late, with just 1 win from their last 5 games away from the Etihad. When we take a look at the head-to-head record, we can see that the last game between these two sides came back in May. Goals from Gundogan and Haaland secured a 2-0 win for Manchester City. And longer term, it's even better reading for Pep Guardiola. Manchester City have won each of the last 15 encounters against Fulham. They're also unbeaten in their last 20 competitive fixtures against today's hosts. For the last time Fulham picked up a win against Manchester City, we have to go all the way back to April of 2009. Stephen Ireland's opening goal was overturned by Dixon Etuhu, and a Clint Dempsey brace for a 3-1 scoreline to Fulham. When we filter by games played at the Cottage, we can see that Manchester City have won each of the last 7 encounters. They're also unbeaten in the past 13 games. Additionally, for Fulham's last win at the Cottage, we have to go back even further to November of 2005, or the best part of 20 years ago, when Steve Malbronk's brace secured a 2-1 win for Fulham. My prediction for today's game is that Fulham's form has been decent of late, but they're facing off against a Manchester City side who have dominated them in the head-to-head form, and I see no reason why this will change anytime soon. The recent upsets in the Premier League with the loss against Newcastle and in the Champions League with the loss against Leverkusen will only serve to prevent complacency for the Manchester side. While the recent struggles on the road did have me thinking about a half stake, in light of the head-to-head record, I will go on to back Manchester City for a full stake here in bet number 1.